Welcome to our seminar series on immunity. In this video, you'll learn more about the immune system, types of immunity, and how humans develop immunity in response to a pathogen or a vaccine. Every day, we're exposed to a variety of different pathogens in the environment, like bacteria and viruses. And when one of these microbes happen to get inside our bodies, being able to recognize them as being invaders so they can be destroyed is very important. This, in essence, sums up immunity. The immune system can recognize pathogens and destroy them before they can take over our bodies. The human immune system is quite complex and involves several different organs. So I'm going to focus in on one component of this system, the immune cells. On the right here, you see a number of different immune cells, all with specific functions in giving us immunity. All of these cells are derived from a single type of stem cell called the hematopoietic stem cell. In adults, hematopoietic stem cells are found in the bone marrow. Cord blood is another source of hematopoietic stem cells. For those who are not familiar with this topic, cord blood refers to blood left over in the umbilical cord when a baby is born. This is going to become relevant when we talk about stem cells a little later on. In terms of developing immunity, there are two ways we do this. There's active immunity and passive immunity. One branch of active immunity involves making antibodies, large Y-shaped proteins that are used by the immune system to recognize invaders. You can develop antibodies in response to an infection, which is the natural way to do it, or in response to a vaccine. I'll talk more about how vaccines are used to develop immunity in a few minutes. Passive immunity, on the other hand, does not involve making antibodies. Rather, antibodies are passed along. One great example of naturally acquired passive immunity is when the mother's breast milk passes on antibodies to the baby. Passive immunity can also be acquired artificially. In this case, a blood sample from a person with antibodies for a specific infection is transfused into a person who can't make antibodies. Now I'm going to use vaccines as an example to highlight how active immunity is developed. Vaccines can be made in several different ways. They can contain either a dead or weakened form of a pathogen, a toxin produced by a pathogen, or a protein that's found on the surface of a pathogen. This means when you go to the doctor to get a vaccine for influenza, the dead or weakened form of this pathogen gets injected into your body. Your immune system will recognize these foreign pathogens and signal white blood cells to make antibodies that can fight the disease. Now your body has a set of antibodies that will recognize this specific pathogen. So if you were to later on encounter the same virus, you'll be immune to the disease because the antibodies that were made when you got vaccinated will recognize the virus and destroy it before it can harm your body. As you can imagine, our immune memory, the number of antibodies against different diseases, or the antibody repertoire against different diseases, grow as we age. On the top here, I'm showing a simple example of how this works. The circles here represent antibodies. We're all born with a small pool of antibodies. Then you get your first viral infection when you're exposed to virus A. After this encounter, now you have antibodies against this virus. Next, you're exposed to virus B, so you add on to your antibody collection. Now you have antibodies against both virus A and virus B. Every time a person is exposed to a pathogen, this process is repeated. This is what the graph in the bottom is showing. A newborn has a smaller antibody repertoire compared to their parents, who have been exposed to many different pathogens. The end result is quite simple. Every day we're exposed to many different microbes in the environment, and as a result our immune systems continue to develop its strength until we age. Aging changes our immune system, along with it our ability to respond to infections. Find out more about what happens to the immune system with age in our next lesson. Still have questions? Feel free to explore our other lessons to learn more. Or you can reach us at info@healthcord.com and we'll be happy to assist you.